TGE attempted to go to Vanilla 6, but the screen to get into Vanilla 6 was guarded by blue Wizrobes. And they really took kind of similar, but yet different paths all the way out. Up until the very end, where they were both in 9 looking for stuff.
Makes sense. And we do have a Vanilla 3 start again. We've got some blue Octoroks, and neither one gets bombs on the first kill. Kind of a pain, but we'll see if they pick some up momentarily.
Yeah, not having bombs on the first kill is annoying, but not the end of the seed.
And
oh look, level 9 is at level 3 again.
It's deja vu all over again.
So far we haven't seen Wizrobes on the overworld.
You were saying?
There they are! So this is interesting. This time...
Wait. You hear what I hear?
What
I hear a roar.
Ganon right at the start of 9 hype.
Yeah, that is again at the start of 9. That is very interesting for the later part of this seed.
So this time we're going to have both runners heading up to that Vanilla 6 location. thomjay opting to change his strategy from last seed, TGE sticking with what worked.
And the roar of Zelda is still serenading us as we walk through the fields of Hyrule.
Yes, that is... Oh, imagine if Ganon's like right there and then Zelda's just on the other side of 9. That'd be great. Level 4, finally.
It'll be interesting if thomjay actually heard that, because he went in and left right away. TG actually took a couple steps into the room and then left.
I imagine if thomjay didn't hear it then, he will hear it when he goes to 9 for the level 9 stuff anyway. I don't think he's going to miss it.
TGE got smacked in the face by a Link robe.
That's almost the same thing that happened to him in Game 1. Just one screen difference. And thomjay gets the Triforce out of level 4 immediately. We'll see if he goes back in. If he can go back in. From the start.
TGE altering the plan is just going to Vanilla 1. See what's here. It wouldn't surprise me to see him do a clip over the water, though. And go back to the Vanilla 6 after this check, because you can check the armors on the way when he's going over there.
I just find it interesting that so far the same thing has happened to TGE in both seeds, and we have level 1 at level 1. We have the red candle is the Armos item.
That is a very nice item to find this early in the seed. Going to give you a little bit of ranged offense, as well as get you into the Vanilla 8 location.
I don't foresee either of these runners buying a candle at this point. Oh.
How about some expensive bombs?
Who approved that?
The old man selling them.
TGE is going to pick up the magical boomerang.
Really like that play by TGE, only a couple minutes into the seed. Gonna help him stun stuff on the overworld, stun some enemies in the dungeons. Really heads up play to pick that up this early in the seed.
I'm also one of those people that I used to be firmly Team Banana, now I am firmly the first boomerang you see is the correct one to pick up.
I know TGE is known for memes and playing around and all that. His philosophy in a very situation like this is, if it's going to help me win, I'm picking it up. I don't care what it is. So yeah, picking that up is definitely part of his game plan, because 3 minutes into the seed, it's going to help you.
And there's a ladder block Triforce in level 1. And oh my goodness! TGE immediately just pays the bomb. thomjay might be able to get enough rupees to not have to pay the bomb. We'll see if that comes into play later. But that is not what you want to see early on in the seed.
I mean, there are still 2 bomb upgrades, and money isn't that big of an issue in this flag set. So to give up a bomb when you know there's still 2 bomb upgrades, and you'll probably have money, especially since you have that free red candle. He doesn't know that quite yet, but he will momentarily. It's not going to be the end of the world for him.
Assuming you can find those bomb upgrades, though.
Well, yeah.
TGE is going to find a stare at him in level 1. It is... Heart.
Get some 4, which is basically 5, because he'll get the 1 on Monaco Rock.
weakness. The one nice thing about Monocle Rock is Tom J is going to snub the banana. There's very, very few instances where Monocle Rock is not convenient to route in.
That's why I'm on the odd camp. I'd love to find an early power bracelet, just because of how much openness it gives you, considering you have that one spot right next to start, which gets you up to the Lost Hills and over to the grave pretty quickly.
Honestly, like, in terms of the any roads, yes, with the full-on cave shuffle, there's often talk about, oh, we grade the any roads, but if you end up with the vanilla any roads, really are convenient. Especially with the shuffle dungeon locations, and TGE is key blocked out of the last item in level 1.
Tom J going to be in that similar situation. He's on 0 keys himself. So I don't think we're going to be seeing our last item here at this time. We'll probably come back. We know TGE, well, we know they both have to come back later once we get the ladder.
Right. And this level 1 is small enough, I don't think either runner is going to choose to skip that third item. Unless they're already in Triforce and Go mode when they come back.
And they also saw that Goma, which is also interesting, considering that's a drop room.
Absolutely. Now, something that is... Ooh, keys are pretty cheap. That's not insignificant.
So this triple bar room, Tom J is going to clean it out. We know that it won't have any drop, though. Because that room cannot have a drop in this flag set.
Correct. It's actually all Tom J is going to be able to do in here at the moment.
Yeah, no bombs and no keys is a tough situation, unfortunately.
And
it looks like TG is going to Vanilla 9 at this point.
You know, I like this call. I don't know what it is about Vanilla 9, but if you know where level 9 is before you come up here, I don't see a reason to skip this early, and if you can clear this whole dungeon out, you never have to come back up here.
And then you can, after you do it, you can just clip over and check the Waterfall Cave and Vanilla 5 as well.
You can do that. You can go to 6 from here if you decide, hey, I want to go do the Vanilla 5 and White Sword item later. Like, you have enough options, and it's level 2.
That's a very nice find. It's a little deceptive in some levels. In some cases, I should say. Just because level 2, it has the 2 items on the ground, right?
Oh,
and we got another mugger.
Another mugger room.
Issue with level 2 is it tends to be combat and ladder blocked a bit, just because of it's linear, and B, you have to clear rooms to get the items.
If you're TGE at this point, well, that's a power bracelet. I think you bail, get money, and then don't pay the second bomb deficit, as it's 138 rupees for the large secret. But looks like he is going to try to bomb that way. He can bomb out of the room.
And he can go down here, so that means he can bomb into the room to the left.
As long as this isn't a split level 2, okay, he can get in. That, as long as that room to the left is... Ooh, that's a good item.
Yeah, that's a very nice level 2. Any key, power bracelet, Triforce, gone. Don't have to come back up to Death Mountain again.
And don't have to pay that toll.
It'll be interesting if Tom J makes that play to bomb right.
And bear in mind, TGE was heavily key-starved last seed. Like, I don't think his key count went above 3. So, seeing the any key this early in, he probably is very happy to see that. As Tom J gets a Triforce in 7.
If I'm key-starved 45 minutes into a seed, I'm still happy to see the any key. See it 9 minutes into a seed, I'm ecstatic.
There's very few situations where you're not happy to see an any key. One of which is you have 10 keys and you're looking for silvers.
And he can make that play to go back to 1 now, too, that he has a lot of keys.
Absolutely. We may not see him do that quite yet, as it's currently not really convenient for him to do so. He may try to hold off until he has a ladder to go in there, because the odds of one having the ladder are pretty low at this point.
I don't know, because he doesn't have a lot of rooms to check left. It'd be in the back of my mind, personally.
I think it would mine too, but knowing that you still have other dungeons you have to clear anyway, it makes sense at least to wait until there's a convenient time to route it in before you go for routing it in. So you find Patra at level 7. And a map of level 4. That's kind of important.
That is kind of linear, which could explain why thomjay can get both items here.
This was the Triforce room that TGE is in. He's gonna opt to probably... Yep, he's gonna opt to skip it. And it's ladder blocked anyway! Oh, man. That's
a fun level 4.
Alright, so... Go ahead.
Basically, what this is telling us is that we know we can bomb to the right in that Triforce room, because that T room is not required. We're not required to clip across that river. So there will be a bomb hole to the right in that single moat room.
To answer the question in chat, if that T room has a ladder, we have to call Fred because this seed would be actually probably incompletable in full. Yeah, it would be non-completable.
Yeah, because that being level 4, the ladder would spawn on the right-hand side in the bottom right corner.
Yeah, it would make the seed just impossible. Also, I don't think you're going to the coast that way. I think you got to go around. That's a hard price. There's very few instances in a seed where I say buying a heart is a good idea, but that is one of them.
TG about to go to check onto the large secret, and 138, nice price. Got a lot of money now.
If you're thomjay, you know your large secret is pretty big. I almost wonder if you don't just buy a key here.
Buy a key, maybe start saving up to the blue ring, considering this overworld's kind of trash. You're gonna have to fight Darknuts eventually in dungeons. It really depends on how they feel about combat, I suppose. But yeah, keys would be the best bet. We know that TG won't be buying keys.
And he could also just go to level 2. And get the
Depends on how long he wants to route up there, I guess.
It looks like based on his money gathering, he is... I would guess he's looking at a blue ring. Now, we did not see either runner go for the blue ring last seed because they both found red ring relatively quickly.
Yes, old man, we have, as TG just showed you.
That is one of my favorite hints. I'd actually like that hint to be in a swordless seed guarding Zelda's room, as thomjay is going to pick up a blue ring.
I can't disagree with this purchase. I mean, we do have 2 more large secrets. He doesn't know he doesn't need keys yet, but in his mind, maybe he'll gamble on keys being necessary. So all you would really think if you don't need keys is arrows and possibly bait.
I think the value of the large secret is what makes that play work. If the large secret was under 100, I don't think I'd agree with it if the large secret was under 100. But with the large
absolutely.
secret as high as it is, it makes sense.
Because you figure 2 more large secrets, you're going to go over your cap, so...
So we find level 6. Which
Gross.
is indeed a level.
Patra and Turks, that's a gross room.
Ooh. I feel like that's the kind of Patra you want to candle clip through. Oh, thomjay out of bombs, out of keys, out of rupees, and out of level 6 unless he can pirouette this door open. You know, we're running out of spots for our ladder to be.
Darknuts in level 7, and we just saw the Triforce. A little surprised he didn't just grab it and come back if he has to, but he may after this when he goes backwards.
Yeah, he might. Well, he's probably gonna up A if he wants to get that Triforce. He's seen a decent amount of 7.
Yeah, level 7 is usually between 25 and 35 rooms, give or take.
To answer the question in chat, yes, the ladder can be in a raft block dungeon. So it's very possible we could have a chain reaction seed building here. TGE is going to take the Triforce. thomjay is going to be our first runner to check the white sword item. And it is a heart.
So our overworld items weren't super great. Red Candle is probably the winner there. Actually, I don't know. We checked the coast. Yeah, it was a heart. So yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing really of note other than the Red Candle.
This is a very interesting start to the seed. Because last seed was very combat heavy at the start. Like wand, white sword, red ring, all of those were available quite quickly. But it took a long time for the runners to be able to get access to the raft, the recorder, and the ladder. Here it looks more like the seed is giving them some exploration, some combat, but not really. It's not really swung one way or the other at the moment.
Yeah, this is kind of like what I would describe as an awkward seed, because the game's not really giving you much, but it's giving you enough to give you choices, if that makes sense.
Yes, that does. thomjay is going to find a segmented level 3.
Always find the compass after you find the Triforce, of course.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's just how this game works. To answer the other question in chat, yes, there have been very few rare seeds that have been uncompletable. 9 times out of 10, if a seed is uncompletable, it's due to a bug that occurs, such as a staircase not working, or something like... Usually it's just bug related. It's not, oh, the seed is unbeatable because the game logic broke.
It's usually very, very few and far between.
Yes.
I can't think of anything in tournament play that has been uncompletable.
I can't either. Now, difficult to complete certainly exists, as we find a heart on the floor in level 7. But, to my recollection, the only seeds that have been completely incompletable are pickup races, and they were all when new features were being tested.
Yeah, because that's under the beta program anyway.
Yep. And also second quest stuff sometimes breaks. Because second quest.
If you guys want to know more about the randomizer, I just threw the link to the Discord in the chat log. Come join us. Have some fun.
We don't bite, usually. TGE is now at level 6. Crucially, he has the key to be able to go deeper. We'll see if there's a payoff for him in this. As thomjay has been having a lot of difficulty just finding keys, finding enemies he can kill. This has not been an easy seed.
No, it's not. As TG just gets taken a line all beam to the back. It's been a very interesting seed.
And to put out there, because I do see it in chat, at no point during any seed will you be required to do ladder clips, as Tark mentioned earlier, as well as block clips will not be required, and screen wraps will not be required.
Will they speed you up?
The randomizer. Go ahead.
I said, will they speed you up? Sure, but they're absolutely not necessary.
The logic of the seed does not take those into account. It can take into account things such as recorder blocks, needing to purchase arrows, needing to purchase a candle. The heart logic can get a little bit weird if you have extra candles on, because the logic assumes that you're going to be able to access a sword. I want to say it takes into account if you pick up a candle out of the wood sword cave, but I would have to double check that. That won't be an issue in this flag set, as we do not have extra candles, but it is something to be aware of, as thomjay might be blocked out of level 3.
I like this play by TG. What happened was he was getting a little beat up in this room, killed 4 of the Lionels, then he left and came back in. What that did was saved out which ones he had already killed, and left the remaining. So if he had taken a death, when he came back in, there would only be those 2 or 3 left.
That's a shape.
That's level 6.
It's a shape.
That's Ultras from Final Fantasy VI.
I have not played Final Fantasy VI, so I will go with it.
We can no longer be friends.
Meh. I'll be fine.
Wow, shots fired.
TGE is going to do the glitch, gets a recorder for his efforts, and will be able to go further into level 6.
That is a very good find for TGE.
And
considering thomjay may not come back here for quite a while, given that's level 6 and where it is.
Well, remember, thomjay only saw 2 rooms in this level 6 because he did not have any keys. He is heading in the direction of level 2, which will get him his any key, which will get him back into this dungeon. And I'm not quite sure what options he has available to him besides that, given the amount of ladder blocks we have seen. thomjay may be back in the 6 sooner than we think, as TGE finds the compass. I think if you're, well, really either runner, I think you try to find the floor drop on the way to the Triforce, but I think you leave once you get to the Triforce and go check out your recorder block dungeon.
Especially since you have the recorder, you can come back here if you need to.
Absolutely. Now, TGE has not seen level 3 yet, so he is going to go into there, see that it is blocked. Oh, okay. Well, that's not a bubble.
Now, this is going to be the interesting point of the seed. Will thomjay bomb to the right? He's going to give up a bomb and just go south. So,
go ahead.
As long as he clears this room, he can just go to the right here.
And remember, he did not pay a bomb on the earlier toll room, so he and TGE have the same number of max bombs right now.
And TGE gets fresh makered.
Well, he knows where the Triforce is, so he just has to get back there. And honestly, right now, one of the MVPs of the seed is the red candle.
Yeah, it's been early offense. A really nice find early on. Aquamento is the fresh maker.
TGE is going to remember that that is ladder blocked. That's actually that entire wing of 6 ladder blocked. thomjay has picked up the Triforce out of level 2. There really isn't that much separation between the runners, especially if thomjay decides to go back to 6 here. TGE will still have a little bit of an edge just by having the recorder already, but the difference is on the order of maybe 2 minutes-ish at most.
Distad, I have never seen the game soft lock because of a red potion usage. If that is a thing, it's a new one to me.
Yes, I've never seen or heard of that either. Oh! Trying to bomb the Wizobes, but unfortunately unable to.
I think he went for the half tile and just was off just a hair.
Alright, so I think this is ultimately the correct play to make instead of bashing your head against the wall in level 6, go other places. Because he's gotten the Triforce out of level... what was it? Level 7 at the Vanilla 8 spot, he can still get back here relatively quickly.
And that blue wizard says, nope, you are not getting that heart.
I think TGE is probably just going to go to the recorder spot at this point.
You just want a quick way back to start, that's all.
But this overworld is kind of being rough on... It's been rough on both runners. It's been a little bit more rough on TGE, seeing as he does not have the blue ring, nor does he have as much just raw health as thomjay. Honestly, what I think would help TGE the most is if the red ring is available in this recorder block dungeon.
Red ring or ladder, yeah, absolutely. Or even raft to get into the vanilla 4 spot.
Well, it could be 82 of those 3. It's level 5.
Alright, well, say that level 5 is a good place for keys, but don't need them.
Well, we do see the boomerang immediately, so that kind of dashes our hopes that it's going to be both. That's a ladder block.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see that banana in the like.
It's a ninja banana.
Ooh, TG just squeaks by that Dark Nut sword. It's keys, I like this play person.
You know, I completely forgot we'd only seen 2 of the items out of level 1. TGE may have found a transport here in level 5. He may also have found the item. It's probably a transport. It's the item. It's a heart.
So level 5 is kind of a dud.
Yep. If he can get the Triforce out of here, at least he'll be able to do that. This might be... I would say this is one of the best times for TGE to go back to 1 if he's going to. He's kind of close to it. He doesn't... It's kind of on the way to back to level 6. It's very justifiable to go back to level 1 here. Especially if he pulls a Triforce out of this dungeon. Although TGE might be ladder blocked out of the rest of level 5.
Alright, so thomjay going to new territory in level 1. This could be a big play. If this is something like our ladder that's been kind of holding us back through a lot of the seed.
Could also be a raft, which would open up the raft block dungeon. We know that's not going to be level 9. Oh, what if we need the bow in 6 to get the... Well, it's a 50-50 shot of being Goma block now.
I was gonna say, our Goma is still getting a little bit fatter there.
If it's bow in 6 to ladder in 1 to get the raft, I will be happy. TGE is making the walk over towards level 1 himself.
Hi, Goma.
Let's see, the next room. It is a drop room. The book!
Oh, he almost touches it.
It's level 6! Nearly. I think by process of elimination it has to be level 6 unless there's a magic bomb wall in 7 that neither runner has found.
Yeah, I mean, TG did a lot of that level 7, so he only found one of the 2 items.
thomjay might actually be inclined to go back there before 6, because 7 tends to be on the tends to be smaller than 6.
The fact that TG is getting money intrigues me that he may be going for that blue ring also.
I think if TGE is planning to do level 6, he's probably going to want a blue ring before he goes back in there.
Yeah, just simply because that line of room is awful.
Yeah, he's actually going to opt not to do level 1 right now.
He's going to get this other secret here and then probably go for the ring.
As thomjay is now heading into level 6 himself. And this race is right now very even.
Yeah, but this could be the thing where thomjay gets that recorder and doesn't bother looking for that second item.
That's very possible, because he knows level 8 is still on the table, which I believe that has to be a raft block dungeon.
That's our last spot, yeah, and there's 3 items there, so level 8 could be a treasure trove.
We're hearing from chat that it could possibly be 3. I don't recall if we saw all of the rooms outside of the ladder block in 3.
Well, I know TG had troubles in...
Three?
I know TG had troubles in 3 too, but he had the Indie when he went in there. So that leads me to believe it's not 3, personally.
TGE is going to buy the blue ring. He's going to immediately go back and get this. I wonder if he takes the potion here. He takes the heart. I'm gonna imagine he's gonna wanna. I'm gonna imagine he's gonna go to 6 here. He knows he's gonna get the Triforce. No, he's gonna go to 1. Well, maybe 3. I don't know where he's going.
He is going to 3 if he's going this direction.
Has he seen the white sword item yet?
Yes, he has.
Okay. TGE is gonna opt for level 3 then. thomjay is now in 6. Now has his recorder, so that recorder spot is probably weighing on his mind.
Alright, he's going to check a different part of level 6, though. I don't think TG made it down to this part. If he bombs right here, TG has not gone to those bottom 4 rows.
I know TGE's been near this area because he saw that blocked Triforce, but I don't think he's been this way specifically.
Yeah, he hasn't been to these bottom 4 on the right-hand side. To the left of that was the Aquamentos that made him the Fresh Maker.
Well, there's the bomb upgrade. It's not a bad thing to see. A little expensive at the moment. I'm gonna guess that's the meat block.
Was it a human?
No. But
And
it's a
it
Taste of the Rainbow.
If it was a human, it wasn't a meat block, because it'll be a human since he's playing as an enemy.
Okay, that is good to know.
Was it facing sideways?
It was not facing sideways.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely not the bait block then.
And it looks like TGE has broken new ground at level 3. As we haven't found the floor item yet in level 6.
Yeah, it wasn't down here in this right-hand wing.
This could be an item. I don't think we've seen either item, actually. Let's see.
Oh,
There's
that's
the ladder
it.
in 3.
There's an item, and it's a big one.
That is absolutely huge for TGE. And we thought it was in 6 this whole time.
Well, I mean, there could still be a prize here in 6. We don't know yet. But what that just did was that opened up that entire upper left part of level 6 for TGE, too.
It opened that up. It opened up the Triforce in level 1, which we still don't have. Well, no, we do have the third item out of it. But TGE knows he has to go back there at some point.
thomjay unfortunately making that same costly death in level 6 that TGE did just one screen prior.
Well, he doesn't know where the Triforce is yet, so as far as he knows, the Triforce could be in that room.
The issue with this level 6 is every time you die to get back to that southern segment, you have to do this awful, awful lag room. With the blue ring, these swords are just going to do single horror damage. So it's not as painful, but I mean, you're still taking a lot of time just killing these guys.
You know, I see them grouping up like that, and the first thing I want to do is just throw a bunch of bombs into the middle of them.
I mean, you got 7, and the chances are one of them will drop one for you, so it's not the worst idea.
Well, if nothing else, just from the combat speed-up perspective of, hey, I don't have to worry about fighting you, I can just drop a couple bombs and move on.
That's generally my strategy. I just try to take them out if I can.
Like, I understand the hesitation from not wanting to use bombs in combat because you can very easily get bomb blocked by bomb walls, and I've fallen victim to that myself. But generally speaking, there are certain enemies that like to clump together, and when they do, bombs can speed your combat up enough to overcome the need to get more bombs. Or you just end up getting a bomb drop from them anyway, such as the Gorillaz, the Lionels, and I want to say sometimes the Wizrobes will do it. And thomjay is leaving level 6. He wants no more.
I mean, he got his flute, so that's going to send him over to Recorder Lake. Unfortunately, it's going to be an issue where he can't really do much here either.
I'd like to point out that we are 34 minutes in. We had 3 Triforces in like the first 15 minutes, and then just absolutely nothing since. Until now.
Yeah, that ladder pickup might start... It's just an awful time-consuming room, because these Dark Nuts are going to take anywhere between 8 and 10 hits.
And perhaps even weirder is that the blocks aren't even blocks like, oh, the entire dungeon's blocked. No, it's like you can get 1 or 2 items, but you can't finish the dungeon without it. Or you can get an item and a Triforce, but you can't get the second item type of block.
Yeah, and we got another room chock full of Dark Nuts. And I think these Dark Nuts rolled up too, because I think I just counted 5 on that one.
This is the kind of situation where these are the kind of dark times where it is a little bit harder to justify using bombs in combat, where enemies that normally would take 1 bomb now take 2. Mostly with regards to the Dark Nuts, the Gorillaz, and the Moblins.
Yeah, they have 6 HP, so they got a +2 boost.
As thomjay has found both of his items in level 5, probably not the happiest to see either of them.
And chat bringing up another good point. They both gave up a bomb already, so they only have 7 to work with.
And we still have not seen where the 3rd toll room is.
Granted, we're at a part in the seed where our money is kind of obsolete at this point almost. Maybe we need arrows at some point, but I haven't really seen much Gomas other than the one useless one level 1, unless it has our item.
Well, we know it doesn't, because we've seen all the items in level 1. It was a hard to book and the magic boomerang.
Oh, the book, that's right, okay.
TGE gets a huge bomb drop. The Dark Nuts don't cooperate.
Do they ever?
But it's the Triforce room.
I mean, you're gonna pick it up so you don't have to do that room again?
Yeah, and I think, based on what we've seen, there's only a couple rooms left that could have that floor drop if TGE hasn't already seen it and we just missed it.
Yeah, the instant about face tells me he's going back in. It could be to the left of this awful blue Darknet room, though.
I'm pretty sure that is going to be the last room TGE checks in this dungeon. Hi, Zelda's room. It's a lot tamer in this seed than it was last seed. Last seed it was a Gleok. With a shutter. I want to say the diagonal room in 3 can drop, but I'm not 100% on that. QT gonna take out this Aquamentos. Not turned into fresh birth mints, and is rewarded with a shoot room.
No, this is a level 3, so this could be an item. Usually in level 3, there's something here. And
it's
it is
silvers.
And that's a big something.
So while that's not while that is huge, it's not it's helpful. And it is huge, but he's going to need the bow to fully realize those silvers. But knowing he doesn't have to dig level 9 for items is massive.
TG is pink because he bought a blue ring.
And as Chad is reminding us, Ganon was right at the entrance of level 9.
Yes, he was.
This could be a very quick turnaround for TGE. Now, he hasn't been back to 6 yet. We still need to look for our raft and our bow. But I imagine he's going to want to hold off on 6 as long as possible, just because it's relatively big. If he can get his items before going back into 6, he will want to do so. Now, I would like the ability to just throw the wood arrow, or throw the silver arrows for 1d6 of damage instead of shoot them for 1d10, but, you know.
I like this play by TG, coming back to level 4 now he has a ladder. 2 items here, and it's a pretty linear small dungeon. This could be a good, very good play for him.
And I think this is I would definitely have made this play before 6. This makes sense to do before you go back to level 6.
Oh, absolutely.
He's gonna have to go back to 1 at some point, but that's strictly for cleanup purposes on that Triforce.
The only thing... Oh, he has the ladder. Okay, I was gonna say, I don't think he cleared his room, but... Ladder helps.
Yeah. And even if he couldn't, he can just do some spawn manipulation if he really wants to.
Well, he was shuttered in, so he would have had to up an A. But, yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I did not see that. I don't recall if this room can have a drop in 4. Can have bombs. You know, we talk about Ganon being right at the entrance to level 9 as if it's this huge thing. What if Ganon is magic staircase blocked?
I mean, he could be in that right-hand room, and there's no way to get down to him. And he just taunts you. And taunts you, and taunts you.
Every time you up A to find the way to him, he's just taunting you. I'm totally okay with that.
Oh, absolutely. It's like, hey, I'm right here, buddy. Hey, buddy, I'm over here. And that's gonna increase CG's speed even more. That's the white sword.
While not strictly a required item, it's in the category of items that the runners will never say no to.
Blue ring and white sword? Yeah, that's gonna help him immensely.
thomjay has found the heart in level 7. Looks like based on this 7 map, level 8 is going to be segmented. And if you weren't certain you were ladder blocked out of the items in 4, here's another ladder block for good measure. This actually can be a drop room in level 4. And
yes, it can.
Go ahead.
This is level 4 is the only level that can have a drop in this room.
It's just a key, though. Alright, moment of truth.
It's in that one offshore room he didn't check.
Yep, that's right. I think thomjay is realizing he cannot go any further in 7.
He's gonna go north here, clip over the key room, and then deal with the snakes.
Ooh, thomjay takes a red wizard beam to the face. Those will deal as much damage as touching Ganon, which is 4 hearts without a ring, 2 hearts with blue, 1 heart with red.
Hey, Mola, how you doing?
And Mola has speed, you have ladder.
It's like, haha, you can't touch me on the ladder.
As long as you don't walk too far.
That is, okay, that's interesting.
Is there a room that they didn't clear initially?
Yes, there is. It's that awful, awful room to the right here. He's going to right now. That lovely lag fest with the triangular diagonal staircase with the, this fun one.
This room. This absolutely terrible room that you don't want to clear until you have to, and now you have to.
But what you're gonna see him do is what he just said: is leave and save it.
Absolutely the smart play to make. That's the kind of room that you want to clock in early. This seed does not want to give up the goods.
This has been an oddly combat-heavy seed for Wizards being in the overworld.
And that just goes to show that even if the enemy that is often considered the worst one to have to fight is in the overworld, that does not guarantee that the seed's combat is free. A clock does, though.
Well, yeah, that clock made that room totally free.
It's a hard.
Yep. No go. But he is in range of mags if he wants to check it. He's here, so he might...
He's gonna get bopped back into 4 again.
If the red Wiz robe lets him. I can speak, I swear.
Words are hard. Looks like he might actually go check it. Yeah, why not?
I mean, you're
You're
here.
here.
It's only going to be about 30 seconds.
And if it's not here and you really want it, you can just come back later. With the
Nope,
whistle.
game's not
Alright,
that kind.
I mean, last seed it was able to be picked up at 12.
What he may do here is do the world rep and finish up the forest dungeons now.
I don't think that's a bad idea. As thomjay is currently deep in 6, still looking for that floor item, it might be in that northern wing. There's only one room left of this southern half. Oh no! thomjay's ladder blocked from the Triforce.
And our item is ladder blocked.
With thomjay being ladder blocked from the Triforce, I think, opinion, that puts TGE firmly in the driver's seat in this seed.
Really, right now, it depends on how long it takes thomjay to go back to level 3. I don't know if he thinks he was ladder blocked there, though.
Easy combat level 3 to get to that ladder in either.
Yeah, exactly. And I think there was a possible ladder block.
One of the routes to the ladder was ladder blocked, the other one was not.
Well, exactly. So I'm wondering if he didn't see the workaround.
It's very possible he didn't. It may have been bomb blocked.
I don't think he has the map. That's...
I'm sorry?
Yes, I don't think he had the map.
I wonder if TGE is going to go check the north portion out while he's here.
What he's going to do is he's going to check those bottom 4 roads. Excuse me. Death by Gummy Bear.
Rip.
What he may do is...
It's still hard.
Oh, yeah. What he might do is go to the Triforce, check those that bottom right wing. There's only 4 rooms there. Check that bottom left wing, because only has a couple rooms over there. And then he may go up to the northern part.
I could see that. That seems like a very valid way to go through the 6, especially knowing you have to come to the south anyway. You might as well just get it all done at once. We now know that the item is going to be in the north portion of the dungeon, but Lionels can be just as bad as Wizrobes, as we've seen consistently throughout the seed. Even if they're slightly more predictable.
See, that's the thing. They're predictable, but they're not, because at least Wizards will only fire when they see you. Lionels are just constantly firing.
But by the same token, the Lionels will always stop before they fire, so you get that little bit of a warning that they're going to. Wizrobes aren't as bad as Gorillas. To answer the question in chat, I believe thomjay is looking for the floor item in 6 as he has not seen the workaround to get to the ladder in 3. So, from our knowledge, we're guessing he believes level 3 is ladder blocked. Now, if we want to talk about enemies that are absolutely terrible for just sniping you, Gorillas are the kings of sniping. So, as you can see on the Lionels, they tend to stop a little bit before they shoot, but they can just fire forever. Wizards will only fire when you're in their line of sight. Gorillas will be walking, do a one-frame turn, fire their boomerang at you, and then continue walking.
Yes, I know the Gorilla is your personal favorite enemy just for that reason.
Yes. thomjay is now back in level 3. We'll see if he decides to continue searching here.
See, he doesn't have the map, so that's what was holding him up.
I think if you're thomjay at this point, you just start checking for bomb walls everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, yes, everybody hates playing Find the Magic Bomb Wall, but you just gotta start doing it at this point.
That being said, once he gets that ladder, he has a lot of knowledge, so he's still well in this if he gets to end this trip.
Absolutely. Like, the knowledge gap is, from what I can see, non-existent. It's just a matter of he's got to come in here, get his ladder. Well, no, actually, he does have a little bit less knowledge than TGE because he has not seen both items in level 4.
Yeah, but level 4 is a heart and a white sword, so... I think Tom will probably clear dungeons that he has to clear before going back to revisit.
Mm-hmm. He may skip that white sword, but it may... If he's able to get a couple more hearts and can pick up magical sword, it may be a moot point. I believe the ladder was one room to the right of the room he was just in. One to the right of this room. But I don't remember offhand. Yep, this is it. TGE is going for his Triforce here in level 6, as thomjay will see his ladder. Probably be relieved, but also probably be a little bit panicking, thinking it took 50 minutes to get that. TGE has completed the bottom half of level 6. He is going to go back in for the other item. I like this decision here, given he's already done 4. He's still missing an item out of level 1, but it's not the worst gambling to make to say that it's Goma blocked at this current moment due to the fact that Goma is in a drop room, and level 1 was as small as it was.
And the other thing is you're already here, so it's going to say that return travel time at the very worst.
Yep. And
hi,
another Goma. I do believe this has to be... thomjay has gotten his silvers out of level 3. He did not miss those, which is very good for his sake. I do believe there has to be some sort of required item in this level 6 on the floor, due to the fact that I believe we've seen everything else. So this... Actually, I think this has to be Raft.
Yeah, we know it's not 1, we know it's not 2, we know it's not 3, we know it's not 4, we know it's not 5. 7 has 1 item, I want to say?
There is 1 item at large in 7, and I believe it was ladder blocked, so it could be in level 7. And
so if it's not here, it's in 7.
We saw the heart container.
Yeah, so like I said, if it's not here, we know it's in 7.
Right. I think you want to see one of the... Even if it's not... I think you actually want to see Bow before Raft in this case. Simply on the grounds that if you see Bow before Raft, you know Bow is in 7, you know you can do 8 without looking for items, you're just going for the Triforce.
Oh, exactly. You want to be able to go mode 8 if you can.
TGE is doing quite good on health. He shouldn't have to worry about it so much. He's got 11 hearts, all of them full. Believe this is going to be... Nope. This could be a drop room, though. At least I think this could be a drop room in 6.
I believe it is.
This is a very weirdly shaped 6, though. Like, it's 1 room away from being a split 6.
This seed has just been oddly combat heavy. And not... I don't really want to say it's difficult combat as much as time-consuming, laggy combat.
Well, I think it's fair to say it's at least somewhat difficult, if not difficult combat, just from the sheer amount of blue Lionel rooms that are guarding things. And while it may not seem like it, blue Lionels are definitely not something to be taken lightly.
Oh, absolutely.
And thomjay's immediately coming back into level 6. This could actually help catch him back up. See, it will be in the last room the TGE checks. The Belfry contains a heart container.
We gotta go to 7.
Not only do we have to go to 7, we have to dig the bow out of 8.
Fun times at the OK Corral.
Now that actually does hurt Tom J a bit. Oh, interesting. Look where that stair took Tom J.
Oh wow! So yeah, that could have been totally avoided if they wanted to deal with that left entrance into the Lemola room.
No, well, you could have avoided the blue Lionel room by a ladder block, and you also could have avoided the ladder block by going through the Lionel room. That's very interesting. The ladder actually could have been in 6, based on that, because I don't believe there was any other ladder blocks getting down to that room. That's one of the fun things you sometimes see in these Shapes dungeons is what you're absolutely certain is a ladder block is actually just a stair and combat block.
Yeah, I mean that's a room that people won't want to do. Just entering from the left on a Lemola room is a pain.
Absolutely. But I mean, had that been ladder, that would have been it would have made the 6 just that much worse, mind you, because 6 is already kind of dumb. There's a map of 7, much needed, and okay.
It's a crab.
Yes. Level 8 is going to be segmented. We can tell that because 7 and 8 are often inverses of each other because they share the same 8x8 grid. I think if you're TGE, you want to try to bomb into that south portion, or just take the transport stair that takes you over there. Looks like you gotta take the transport, though. Nope, you can bomb in. So level 7 cannot be at the top of the grid because vertically, the position of the dungeon on the grid doesn't move, so all of the rooms are going to be at those vertical locations on the grid. However, the dungeon can move on the grid laterally, so if you have kind of a thinner 7, it could be on the far one side of the grid, and then 8 would not be an inverse of it, but when you have a 7 that spans the whole 8x8 grid, you kind of get that inverse 8 and 7 effect. And Tom J is now going back to the south side of 6. I believe he's seen as... I can't tell by his heart count if he's seen the heart or not. But he is going back for that Triforce as he does not have it yet.
Yeah, the thing with this level 7... anything that's a black space will be lit up in 8. Plus or minus maybe 2 or 3 rooms at most.
Depending on where the stairs are in the grid. Because what happens is we find our stair item in level 7, which will be the raft. All of these rooms, all of these dungeons you see, all of the stairs in those dungeons have to fit also within that same grid, which probably explains some of the holes in 6. But the 16x8 grids are always filled to full capacity. And any empty rooms are taken up by stairs. That also is kind of why 9 looks like Swiss cheese. It has a lot of stairs, and it has its own 8x8 grid. DGE is immediately going back to level 1.
Yeah, he's gonna do some cleanup and then jump into 8.
Yeah, this is a case of TGE doesn't even need to worry about the other item. Actually, he kind of does need to worry about the other item in here. Because he still hasn't seen the bow yet.
Yeah, he wants to see if he actually has to full dig 8 or not. Won't be happy when he just sees it's a lowly book. But he may, because that just tells me he doesn't have to be... Oh, I don't know.
For him, the best case scenario would have been bow is in this dungeon. The second best case would be Goma blocks the item. Simply on the grounds that if Goma had blocked the item, it's the same effect as the item's not here in level 1, but he knows he won't have to come back for it.
I think we're just hoping that he could go mode 8.
That's a very reasonable thing to want to do.
And he also likes to despawn the bunny, so he gets rid of the bull's voice. And he's going to grab his Triforce here.
TGE is going gardening now.
I've been up since 3 a.m. I can't speak anymore.
So, we know that our bow is going to be in level 8. I think we're still missing a couple of hearts. But wand could very easily be a 9 at this point. And thomjay is going to level 4. This is, statistically speaking, this is the better play to make. It has 2 items he has not seen. He does not know that the raft has to be in level 7.
And I think he's skipping that Lino room also.
Now, do bear in mind, he will get his white sword out of here, which will put him on an even footing as TGE on the combat. But it is going to re-widen the gap that he had worked to close in level 6. TGE is going to be playing fine the magic bomb wall.
Well, I mean, you still gotta put him in the right spot, Tej.
Minor details, minor details.
So there are going to be 3 items here on level 8. 2 are in the staircases. One of them will be hanging out on the ground. We might need to do some combat to pick it up. We know one of them should be the bow, if everything that we think is true is true.
Assuming we didn't miss anything, which if we did, please yell at us repeatedly and often. And, of course, there's an early Triforce in level 8 that has the bow. That's nice.
Now, here's the thing. Do you pick this up now? Oh, we got a staircase also. Oh, hi, Patrick.
Hi, Patrick.
That'd be fantastic if this was the bow in the staircase.
Well, no matter what, you kill the Patra. Regardless of if you pick the Triforce up now, you kill the Patra.
I would check the staircase first and then kill the Patra. Actually, it really doesn't matter, because once you go into the staircase, it's going to save it anyway. I would not get the Triforce yet, though.
Yeah, like, to me, we kill the Patra first, because you just have to kill the Patra regardless of what the stair is. I hate to transport.
Thing is, if you had grabbed the Triforce before checking the staircase, that would have just respawned the Patra when he came back the next time.
Yes. Unless he left a room through the door.
Well, yeah.
Like, that's the thing about picking up a Triforce in a room with a boss. The boss will respawn if you pick up that Triforce without leaving the room proper. I did not know Octorok wear boots.
Manhandla being Manhandla.
I like the sword kill, though, as opposed to trying to do the bomb kill. I mean, he did try it once, but when you have white sword, it's a little bit easier to just kind of rush it.
If I have white sword in one, and I have a ring of some sort, I'll just face tank it and just run in the middle of it.
Oh, yeah. thomjay is now going to see the terrible Lino room of Doom.
Lino's and Like's cross combined would be terrifying.
Somebody once suggested Patropes.
I'm okay with that.
You're more okay with Patropes than you are like Lino's.
Well, the Patropes move so quick they probably wouldn't be able to fire at you.
Alright, you know what? That's a fair point.
So it would still have to be on single-tiled line of sight.
You know what else we're missing in the seed that neither runner has picked up yet?
What's that?
The Triforce had a level 5.
I believe it was ladder blocked.
It probably was. I don't recall where it was, because both runners went into level 5 very quickly and just left. 12 hearts, not enough to pick up the magical sword.
This seed is like, no, you have to do combat. We're not giving it to you.
The seed is treating combat like it's your vitamins. Take your vitamins, eat your veggies.
Now,
to answer the question in chat of who to root for, the answer is Ganon. And, yeah, well. Right now, for those just joining us, TGE is currently ahead of thomjay by virtue of he knows that the raft had to be in level 7 and has gotten it and is now in level 8 looking for the bow, which he also knows has to be in here. We believe by process of elimination. But thomjay is going to go ahead and get the Triforce out of level 5. And that will help him out a little bit, but he still needs to go back to level 7, ultimately. That's a map.
That's a guy running with a water gun. Or a paintball gun.
I was gonna say a lance. He's kind of like
That
holding
works.
it underarm. Oh, what was that one? I'm trying to remember what game that was that featured that heavily. I want to say it was an Atari game, but I forget the name of it. See, we find our first item. It's the red ring. Well, TG's not going to say no to it, but it's not what he was looking for.
I mean, the seed is nearing its end, so when you have blue ring, the red ring kind of loses its value a little bit. I mean, you still got the Ganon fight, but you have a lot of hearts now. I'm sure he'd rather just get that bow so he can just finish off.
If the Lionels are in level 9, I think the red ring is worth it in so much as if Lionels are in level 9, it's still going to help, but the blue ring definitely paid for itself in the seed for both of these runners.
Dude, you gotta go through the door. You can't go through the wall. We checked mags at 12 hearts. It was not enough.
And I sincerely doubt either runner is going to go back to it if they get more hearts. Especially TGE now having that red ring, which he's still looking in this level 8 for some items. And they are not... The items are not... They are well hidden.
Yeah, I mean, you got a full dig this level 8. It's not giving it to you.
You know, Ganon did a pretty good job with this seed, hiding all the items in good spots.
I believe they both sub-hour'd the first seed, correct?
No. It was a 103 to a 105 something, and then some change. And this seed is already longer than the last seed we had for those that were not here for that.
Yeah, to comment on something else that said in chat, when we enter level 9, we know a big piece of the puzzle right away, but we'll see that when we get back in there.
We know the color palette of the level? Oh, wait. No, that other piece of information. thomjay's gonna try to kill this Patra. You might actually be able to get down through this way. TGE opted to take the stair, I believe.
The bow is not
Okay.
in 9, but that is a wand.
So apparently all the combat in this seed was in level 8.
Which requires you to go through heck to get to it.
Yep, and this will be the bow for TGE. So that means we have double heart at 9. And to answer the other question in chat, we knew the bow was innate by sheer process of elimination. There was nowhere else it could be.
Question is now is how truly will level 9 be defined in Zelda?
Assuming Ganon isn't 3 magic staircase blocked.
Yes. Possibly Krim. He may not like Lionel's after this seed. Maybe not. I think he'll have a little bit of annoyance with them. And thomjay has found his draft.
He has quite the task ahead of him to catch up, but it is not impossible.
Well, the thing with this is, it's interesting because all he needs is that bow from 8. So if he gets that bow pretty quickly, it wasn't that hard to get there. It could be a different story. I mean, TG, he could just take a different path than TG did and just find the bow earlier.
Combined with level 9 routing, can very, very easily swing this race one way or the other.
Yeah, and TG still has to do pretty much all of level 5. He hasn't seen anything really here at all.
And at the same time, thomjay knows where the Triforce in level 1 is.
Yeah, right now it's just a matter of how long until it takes Tom to find that bow. It's in the upper part in the middle segment.
We could very well have a reversal of game 1 where in game 1 thomjay was the first one into 9, but TG was able to find what he needed in 9 first. We could have a reversal of that, and that would send us to game 3. And for those that did join us a little bit later on, the reason both runners have only 7 bombs maximum instead of the normal 8 is both of them gave up a max bomb to a mugger room relatively early on in the seed. And consequently, they have not picked up any bomb upgrades.
Yeah, keys especially were very tight early until we got into level 2 to get the ending key.
Yeah, here we are.
So by giving away the bomb, it opened up the shutter door into the rest of the dungeon. So basically the old man holds you hostage until you pay him.
Yep. That has been randomized, so it can be minus maximum hearts, minus maximum bomb capacity, minus keys, or minus money. Of those 4, the money is the best option to get. Don't do it. Oh, he did it! He took the Triforce. He's gonna have to kill that Patra again if he wants to have an easy time getting into that stair. That's
what we were discussing earlier. That Patra's gonna be back now because he didn't save the room.
The one time when picking up the Triforce is unfortunate. I can understand wanting it for the health refill, but it probably would have been better to leave the room first and then come back in.
Though thomjay is pretty adept at his clips, so I don't think he'll hold him back too hard.
No. But TGE
that's just an annoyance.
And TGE is about to head into level 9, so we're going to be... Well, we would be listening for the Roar of Ganon, except he decided to just be at the front door.
Yeah, we're just going to be silent for the next, 30 seconds, so you guys can just listen to level 9 music for a moment.
And
hi,
let the
Ganon.
trolling begin.
Yes. So remember what I was saying about how Ganon can almost taunt you almost if he's in this early? That would be fantastic if this was Zelda.
Yep. Is it? Nope. Now let's see. Can you get into Ganon from this side?
Nah, you can. It wasn't that bad.
You had to be able to.
What else? Because this could have been... Oh yeah, okay, this is Ganon's room. Alright.
Alright, triple magic staircase to Zelda, go. Or Ganon in TTE's case. TTE will need 8 hits, and this is not necessarily the easiest room to fight Ganon in, but it's not the hardest. Although, standing on top of Ganon usually is not conducive to good health. Just saying.
Zelda just wants her hugs.
Zelda goes down. TGE is just looking for his Ganon to rescue. But where is he?
Well, he's going to have a little bit of a clue. We'll go back to our regular scheduled programming now that the big pig is dead. Now that he's going through level 9, he's going to be looking for a single shoulder that opens right away when he goes into it. And that's how he'll know he's found Ganon in this case.
And to answer the question in chat of what all is randomized, what we have randomized for this flag set, which I can actually pull it up real quick. We have a first quest overworld. We have shapes dungeons, as you've been seeing from the map, all over the place. Community hints. So all of the hints will just be the little jokes that you've been seeing, like the book is at level 10. Full start shuffle. Wait, no, sorry, I have the wrong flag. Normal start screen, which is the wood sword screen. We have no cave shuffle, so all of the caves are in their vanilla locations, which is why the wood sword is where it is. The enemy HP is ±2, and the boss HP is normal. TTE finds one of the 2 hearts. The dungeon locations are shuffled in amongst themselves. That's why we have level 9 at level 3, level 8 at level 4, etc. The dungeon items are shuffled with the heart containers, and the red ring and silver arrows are not forced into level 9. The shop items are shuffled, so even though the shops are in their vanilla locations, the items that are in each shop are going to be different. The enemies between the dungeons and overworld are shuffled. That's what you've been seeing with certain enemies on the overworld, like the Wizrobes. The boss groups are shuffled. That's why we have patches outside. That's why we have patches outside of 9. That's why we may see other bosses in 9. The red bubble curse is random, but because we don't have any second quest enemies, there are no red bubbles. You start with 3 hearts, you start with 0 Triforces, you need all 8 to get into level 9, and you gotta fight Ganon to get Zelda.
No, I'm going to focus on thomjay for a moment. He is extremely close to that bow. And we know that Triforce on level 1 is not far, and we have an immediate Ganon. So if TGE doesn't find Zelda soon, this could get extremely interesting.
We just need to hope that for Tom's sake, he goes down from this room after getting the red ring. And TGE has not really been able to find a way around in 9 that easily.
And he's down to 1 bomb, and the moblins here do not help him. It looks like thomjay is going to go towards the same path that TG took and come down to the barroom last, unfortunately. But, I mean, it's still, if TG has troubles here, and level 9 does what level 9 does, thomjay is not out of this by any stretch of the imagination.
Absolutely not. Yeah, it looks like Tom is going to follow the same path that TGE took and just full clear 8. TGE gets a compass in 9, so he knows where Zelda is, he just needs a path.
I wonder if this is going to be one of those cases, though, where that compass is misleading. I mean, you kind of want to try to direct your path there as quick as possible, but sometimes the way to get to the upper northeast is to go to the lower southwest.
Well, he is taking a stair.
Oh,
look
okay.
at that.
Hi.
Yeah. Oh, hi. There's Zelda's door. And Ganon's guarding a key. How appropriate. So with that, TGE has finished in first place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 6 seconds.
And we'll see if TG wants to join us here momentarily.
And it looks like with that finish, thomjay has decided to toss in the towel here.
Alright, so let's get some G's in chat for thomjay too. And
Absolutely.
please give them both a follow. This was a heck of a race. A lot of fun to watch, and they definitely both deserve a lot of support.
These guys did everything in their power to give us a good series, and they did exactly that.
Yeah, it was just he did nothing wrong. thomjay did nothing wrong in the seed. It was just a combat-heavy, lag-heavy, just nightmare of a block seed almost.
It is a, it's just one of those cases where rando does rando. Like, that just sometimes happens. You just get rando.
And we do have thomjay with us in chat. GG, Tom. Well played. Just a tough seed.
I couldn't find anything the second seed.
Yeah, you guys were both kind of running into that issue. We do have... that second seed was very interesting.
Yeah, it was, here's all the ladder blocks. Oh, wait. Here's a ladder block 3. Wait, nope, not ladder block 3.
It seemed like combat was tough on both of you, just given the amount of Lionels in pretty much every single dungeon almost.
Level 6 in particular claimed both of you guys quite a few times.
Yeah, I couldn't get the hang of it, and I was really frustrated that I didn't get any progress.
For what it's worth on Seed 1, Seed 1, you had the silvers before TGE did. He actually went to level 4 right before level 9. The big difference was just the luck in finding Ganon when Ganon was found. That was all it was. So Seed 1 was quite close, and this one honestly was very close too.
Yeah, I almost did a full clear on 9 on the first one, so...
For what it is worth, level 8 also had the wand in it, so it was a double hearted 9 in Seed 2.
Okay.
So all the combat was just in level 8 behind that raft that was in 7. That was... ugh.
All right, well, overall, I mean, I think you had a very impressive tournament. It was a lot of fun to watch pretty much all your races. It was definitely good to see you race. I hope you enjoyed your time in the tournament.
It was fun.
It looks like we do have TGE here in the commentator's booth with us. So TG, I have a question for you, and I was told to remember this question from Seed 1. You left a key on the floor in 7.
I did?
You left a key on the floor in 7.
I did? Seriously, I did? I don't remember.
Yes.
I will have to go back and watch it because I completely, like, if I didn't notice it. If you're didn't notice that first seed though, there was a lot of funky nervousness going on because apparently I mismarked my Z helper. So I'm like, oh, I need to go over to 4 so I can pick up that Triforce. Then I whistled the 4 saying, wait, I have the Triforce. What the hell just happened? Screw it, let's go in. Screw it, I don't have a key, let's go buy a key. Wait, there's no key in there, I have bombs. Screw it, let's go back and do that. Yeah, that was just a whole mess of what the hell just happened.
There was a bit of talk in the chat of, if you had picked up that 1 key in 7, you would have gotten the silvers like 2 rooms earlier. But I was specifically told to remind you to bring that up by multiple people.
Yeah, no, like, I did not see the key. I will 100% have to go back and look at that, because I did not see a key at all. Apparently, I was just nope, it's in that one goddamn room, let's go!
I'm pretty sure it was in a red Lionel room.
Yeah, I'm 99% sure at that point I was like, well, there's one room I haven't been in this entire freaking level, so I hope it's not the bow. I'm thinking, like, please be the silvers, please be the silver. Damn it, it's the bow! Crap!
So in the second seed, you were the first one to get the ladder.
Yeah, so that second seed, I know a lot of people like to see wizards on the overworld, me included. I don't like to see 4,500 rooms full of Lionels.
Yeah, I was going to ask how you like Lionels after that seed.
Honestly, not as bad as it could have been, because about, 40 minutes through, I realized, hey, dummy, you picked up a boomerang. It might be the bad boomerang, but you picked it up. Lionels are susceptible to it. Use it.
Yeah, and you picked it up at, 3 minutes in, if that?
Yeah. I mean, seeing wizards on the overworld at that point, the only thing in dungeons that's really going to scare me that can't be stunned by the boomerang is Darknuts and Pole's Voice to a lesser extent, but really wizards are the biggest thing. So with them being on the overworld, that gives the boomerang added value, especially in dungeons with the Lionels. And again, had I remembered I had it, it would have been slightly easier, although that room in 6, by God!
Yeah, that one held you both up. I think you guys both took a couple deaths at least in that room, that lovely double shutter room. Now, I will tell you though, Tej, once you get that ladder, you can actually avoid that room completely.
Yes, to a point. Was there a way around it after the fact? Honestly, if at that point I had the ladder, I went back and it's like, I know where I need to go, and now I'm going to get the Triforce, because you're able to work your way down to the bottom part of that 6, and then bomb into the Triforce room and realize, hey, nope, not going to work. Your bomb block there. And then you were double ladder blocked out of the Triforce in 6 because there was a river room going across, and it was in a moat room. There's 4 moat rooms with Triforces. It was ridiculous in this seed.
Yeah, for what it's worth, the transport stair in 6 took you from the top of 6 down to right past that blue Lionel room with the double block room with the blue landmillas.
See, by the time I got back there, I didn't need a staircase item. I needed a floor item, so I wasn't caring about any room that had a staircase. And unless it was needed as a block to get me by something I couldn't, I didn't care about the staircase.
Honestly, the second seed was weird because at least the first seed, there was a theme in that it gave you all of the combat and then said, okay, now go get your exploration. Seed 2 was just like, here's a thing, here's another thing, I don't know what you can do with it, go do something with it.
So up next, it looks like you have Sci-Town. Thoughts going into the next week?
Well, I'm not going to lie. Did not expect to be here. If we just play off of seed numbers, I mean, the winner of this was either going to be a 42 or a 55 if we based off of seed numbers going into the round of 16. So, first of all, that's just crazy. Second of all, I did not expect to be here. I did not expect to get by ice in the round of 64. So my thoughts are, I'm running on house money. Let's just throw caution to the wind and see what happens.
I like it.
Absolutely. And thomjay, again, your tournament has been very impressive to watch. It was a lot of fun watching you throughout the last few months. And thank you for joining. We hope we see you next time.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll probably enter. Never know. It's hard when you live in Sweden. It's in the middle of the night all the time.
Yeah, definitely understandable. So I guess with that, also, do you have any final questions before we wrap up? I know we have a couple more games on the schedule for tonight. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't have any more unless the runners have questions for us.
The only one I have is the same one I ask every time I do it. How badly did chat freak out when I picked up willingly the blue boomerang?
Not at all, actually, because we're actually discussing the boomerang situation once we saw it. So we kind of went over the fact that in a tournament race, you put your memes aside and you want to play to win. I mean, that's what you have to do.
No, yeah, you're 100% correct there, but it's still fun to watch what happens in chat every time I do it. I still get a kick out of that.
Hold on, Mr. Cav is heckling you right now.
Mr. Cab has multiple ways of heckling me, and I'm pretty sure he's still mad about the first time I picked up the blue boomerang 2 rounds ago.
Yeah, Adagina says memes aside, but then you forgot you even picked it up.
Yeah, I did fully admit to that. I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, wait, I have this thing. It can stun things. This would have helped 20 minutes ago. Also, to address the being upset about the blue ring, this was a seed that basically said you need protection. And then, after all of that, here's the red ring in 8, which you're not going to need in 9, because 9 has the baby enemy set.
Alright, so looking at the schedule, we do have a 10 o'clock game on Speed Gaming 3. That will be called by OPT Lawyer and LLZ Cards fans. Racing for You will be Thirlwell for Stick Shake in their Game 2. That's going to be a pretty exciting race to watch. So we will see you all at 10 o'clock. With that, please, again, follow both our runners, The Greenleaf Effect and thomjay. Heck of a race. Please follow my co-com today, Alsoa, and our tracker behind the scenes, Cyberchow X. And with that, I was Dark Falls. We will see you guys in about a little over an hour for the next race. Have a great night, everyone.
Real quick, before we go, I do want to also give a shout out to my co-com partner for Game 1, Jiggly Saint, and our tracker for Game 1, Mr. J. Meevil.
Absolutely.